me, my wife, and I
was totally like, you should write a book because your family's like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
South Park just roasted Meghan Markle in the most brutal way possible. This time, turning Paris Fashion Week into her ultimate public humiliation. In this satirical commentary titled The Duchess of Double Standards, the show paints Meghan as the queen of mixed messages, from preaching protect the kids 1 minute to sitting front row at a Balenciaga show the next. But in true South Park fashion, the satire cuts deep. Is Meghan's luxury brand partnership a total contradiction of her public image? Has she gone from jam jars to fashion scandals? And how far will South Park go this time? Are we about to see a Princess Diana parody cameo to really twist the knife?
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
If we talk about South Park and Meghan Markle, that's a combo that sounds almost too perfect for satire. Because honestly, Meghan's real life already feels like a South Park episode waiting to happen, from dramatic speeches, endless rebranding, celebrity contradictions, and a royal-sized dose of irony. So, when people imagine how South Park would roast her recent trip to Paris Fashion Week, it's not just funny, it's almost too easy. Let's start with what actually happened. Meghan Markle, the Duchess who once told the world she wanted a simpler, quieter life, showed up at Paris Fashion Week like she was auditioning for a Balenciaga perfume ad. Cameras flashing, people shouting her name, lights reflecting off luxury cars. It was peak Hollywood glamour. Except, the brand she chose to appear for, Balenciaga, has one of the most controversial reputations in the fashion world right now.
Down with the Motorhead! Where does our pride?
If you've somehow missed that story, here's a quick recap. Back in late 2022, Balenciaga released a holiday ad campaign that turned into one of the biggest scandals in fashion history. It showed little kids posing with teddy bears dressed in outfits that looked like bondage gear. The images shocked the world. Within hours, social media exploded. People were furious. Hashtags calling for boycotts were everywhere. Lawsuits were filed, and millions of dollars were lost. Even Kim Kardashian, one of the brand's most loyal supporters, came out saying she was disturbed and disgusted by the campaign. New Balenciaga had crossed a line, because if Kim K is saying you've gone too far, you've really gone too far.
We want privacy! We want privacy! It's the worldwide privacy. We want privacy! We want privacy!
Now imagine this. Not even 2 years later, Meghan Markle, the woman who runs a foundation that talks about protecting children online, decides to sit front row at a Balenciaga show. You can almost hear Cartman from South Park smirking, "Wow, after that, even I look like a decent guy." The irony was almost too much. Meghan was glowing, smiling, soaking up the spotlight, completely unbothered by the outrage online. According to Harper's Bazaar, her all-white look cost over $10,000, but to some people, it looked more like an expensive bedsheet than high fashion. If this were a South Park episode, Kyle would probably cross his arms and say, "She's literally wearing a bedsheet," while Butters would whisper, "Oh my gosh, it's a ghost. Looks like Casper." That's exactly the kind of over-the-top humor South Park would use. Because Meghan's fashion choices weren't even the most controversial part of that night. What came after the show was way worse.
Down with the Motorhead! Where does our pride?
So, here's what happened. Meghan posted a story on her Instagram, just a short aesthetic clip. Paris lights twinkling through the car window, her legs crossed, black pointed heels in view, soft music in the background. At first glance, it seemed like your typical celebrity after-party moment. But internet detectives noticed something chilling. The route her car was taking was the exact same route that Princess Diana drove on the night of her tragic car crash in 1997. And yes, Meghan filmed and posted it herself. Within hours, social media exploded again. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. Some said it was a coincidence, but most were convinced she did it intentionally, to draw attention, to make a statement, or maybe to stir controversy. The timing, the location, and the way it was filmed just didn't sit right with anyone. Comments poured in, "This is beyond tone deaf. If your husband lost his mother that way, why would you post this? She knows what she's doing. This isn't random."
That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
And that's what made it so strange. Meghan Markle is not careless. She plans every appearance, every outfit, every photo, every quote. Nothing she does is by accident. She knows exactly what Princess Diana's story means to Harry, to the royal family, and to the public. So, driving that same route and filming it, even if it was just for a few seconds, felt symbolic. But what was the message? Was she trying to say something to the royal family? To Harry? To the world? Nobody knows, but everyone had an opinion. And if this were a South Park scene, Stan would probably just sigh and say, "Dude, that's creepy." While Cartman would add, "Yeah, bro, that's like filming a vlog at a cemetery." Now, let's rewind to the reason Meghan was even in Paris, the Balenciaga fashion show. The official explanation was that she was there to support her friend, the brand's new creative director. Sounds sweet, right? Except their friendship didn't really look that friendly. Their hug looked awkward, their smiles were forced, and the designer doesn't even follow Meghan on Instagram. So much for BFFS.
Why are we so mad today?
Because we want our privacy.
This appearance didn't feel like a friendly favor. It felt like a strategy. You see, Meghan's previous business venture, her lifestyle brand As Ever, didn't go anywhere. Remember those jars of homemade jam, candles, and tea sets she launched? It was her attempt to become the next Martha Stewart, but let's be real, Martha spent decades building her empire, writing cookbooks, hosting TV shows, and teaching people how to actually make things. Meghan? She just slapped her name on fancy jars and expected them to sell because she's Meghan Markle. Spoiler, it didn't work. The brand barely made a ripple, sales were disappointing, and before long, she lost interest. If Kyle from South Park saw it, he'd roll his eyes and say, maybe learn how to cook before trying to be Martha Stewart. So now it looks like Meghan's trying something new. Gone is the cozy California aesthetic, the jam jars, the I'm just a mom who likes tea image. Now she's entering her fashion queen era.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
Her new look is sleek and serious. No big smiles, just perfect neutral makeup, slick hair, and tailored clothes. People even started comparing her to Victoria Beckham, who's known for her chic, cold, don't mess with me fashion vibe. It's a huge shift from Meghan's previous look, but it's clearly intentional. In one of her old interviews, Meghan once said, "People often tell me I could go into fashion." Back then, everyone laughed it off. But now it seems like she took that as a challenge. If Cartman saw her latest look, he'd probably grumble, "Oh, so rubbing Vaseline on your face is a trend now?" And she's not just aiming for the fashion world. She's aiming for the Hollywood elite.
Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting?
You can see it in her connections. Recently, rumors started swirling that Kris Jenner, yes, the ultimate business mastermind of the Kardashian empire, has been keeping an eye on Meghan. Kris knows how to turn anyone into a profitable brand, and Meghan has all the ingredients she needs: fame, controversy, and a royal title. Apparently, Kris sees Meghan as a potential project. The deal? Kris helps Meghan rebuild her image, get back into Hollywood's good books, and maybe even land a show or two. But there's a catch. Insiders claim Kris wanted Meghan to join Kardashian projects and share some royal family secrets to boost publicity. Officially, everyone denies it, but come on, it sounds exactly like something Kris Jenner would do. And don't forget, Kim Kardashian, despite criticizing Balenciaga's scandal, became their ambassador again in early 2024. So, if Meghan's sitting front row at Balenciaga now, that might not just be coincidence. It could be a sign that she's stepping into the same circle, the Kardashian circle, where fame and controversy go hand in hand. If Meghan lived in South Park, she'd probably be the most dramatic character in town, outshining even Cartman. The writers would look at her life and say, "Dude, this is too wild." Nobody would believe it, and that's saying something for a show that once had Jesus and Santa fighting demons in Iraq. At the end of the day, Meghan Markle's Paris Fashion Week appearance is one of those moments that perfectly captures her entire career. Glamorous, calculated, and controversial all at once. She knows exactly how to get people talking. And love her or hate her, she always manages to dominate the headlines.
Hey, can you two fucking keep it down?
Hey! You ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Will you two just shut up and go away?
So, was her appearance at Balenciaga a smart PR move or another major misstep? Depends on who you ask. Some say it's strategic, a way to stay in the public eye and build connections in the fashion world. Others say it's hypocritical, showing up at a brand once accused of exploiting children while preaching about protecting them online. Either way, it's working. We're all talking about her. One thing's for sure. If South Park ever decides to make another Meghan Markle episode, this Paris trip will give them enough material for an entire season. Between the Balenciaga scandal, the Diana Root controversy, the Kardashian rumors, and the missing Prince Harry, it's pure gold.